Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hale empath, and I just like doing these little talks on the way I feel about things. And it's early in the morning. I thought I turned all my stuff down, but I didn't. So anyway, it's early morning here. I also thought I was gonna get to sleep in, but I didn't. I did a little bit. 4:30. That's right. It's quiet time, you know. People call it the witching hour, midnight, late at night, but I don't mind it so much. There's light and shadowy stuff too. I just ain't really down for the darky dark, the dark, 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 dark. I know it exists. And that's what I do with my tube. I just try to get people to acknowledge it. Know things that exist, acknowledge it, and be on your avoid it, and be on your way. And enjoy your day. I was just listening to an astrology talk on Sarah DeHaven, the Lucifer conjunct Moon's North Node in Cancer, done on November 10th, 2019, or happening on November 10th, 2019, and it's the tube that it's on is the EA Zoom meetings, GWG Evolution Astrology. I always like to give credit where credit's due. I don't want to just pick this. I mean, a lot of stuff I get because I'm a clarier, but a lot of this stuff is what I get is confirmed by the astrology. And it's a pretty interesting time to be alive, man. It's gonna get weird. If you're not versed with weird, you might want to open your mind a little bit. Things will be a lot easier if you just go, man, that's just freaking messed up. I don't want nothing to do with that. Be on your way. I just have always kind of seen things a little bit different, or I feel things a little bit different. And I've always just trusted myself more than what other people told me. My life has kind of been designed that either I've spent proving that or disproving that. And what I've come to find is I'd rather be wrong, let my wrong be my own wrong, than take somebody else's advice and me be wrong. So it's presented a great deal of challenges for me. I've made a lot of mistakes. People think I make the same ones over and over. No, I make new, different ones, always with slight variances. I got to just hang out, be chill last night. Excuse me. I was watching Goldbergs. They did a good freaking job with freaking Halloween. They're talking about balance. Of doing the right of having a good time and release. I worked at a university. I young kids, 18, had a balance on their own for the first time. Their first Halloween. They always come in just hung over because they don't know their balance. They dip too far. Don't know when enough is enough. Because if this feels good, more is better. A lot of people are finding that they don't have the discipline that they thought that they had. And a lot of people's blessings are really spoiling them. And those blessings, all that abundance that they've occurred, and all that is coming out in unhealthy ways. And the consequence of that is way down on everyone to the fact that that things are out of hand, out of balance. But you listen to the astrology, you don't gotta worry, man. The stuff that's happening, things are gonna fall apart. I'm not worried about it because I understand the significance and the importance of things crumbling and freaking blowing up the foundation and all that, just so, and buildings maybe starting someplace else, just so, you okay, butts? Just so, you can, if you start new, that there's not remnants of the old stuff. It's just me. Everybody does it different. Everybody has, more people are coming to find out that the energy in them, the imbalance in them, people are overcompensate, undercompensate. For me, it's a little bit more easy to spot. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm right a lot. says so in my astrology, in my horoscope. Can't remember which aspect it is, but it's like I remember reading it. It's like yada yada yada. You're right a lot. I can't remember which one. I just felt the new little fatty tissue lump on Tucker's little arm here. It's always important to go over your animals and feel them and love them and make sure things aren't growing too big and stuff like that. Most of them are just fatty tissues, so not too much to be worried about. Anyway, so people are coming in to find out that there's each of us have masculine and feminine. And man, that took me a long time to figure out. You know, I just thought I was broken because I like more attracted to women. I was attracted to women and not men. And, you know, people would say, well, this is why, and they'd give me all their explanations as to why I am the way I am. And then once I came to figure out, you know, everybody has male and everybody has female, masculine and feminine in them, and the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, all aspects of this stuff. You know, it's when one of them has a little bit too much of one or the other, it's when trouble happens. And you know, because people don't like freaking looking at themselves. Look at the movies like American Beauty. I remember seeing that. I'm like, that happens all the time, man. The biggest haters are the ones that freaking hate that in themselves. It's just freaking Psych 101, you know. It's when people get mad about it. That's when they freaking need to reach out, maybe get some help outside themselves, you know. Because anger, I know a lot about anger. I've soothed my demons, you know, and I've found positive, healthy outlets to release those low vibrational frequencies of what I recognize as masculine energy. When I get too much in my masculine, my way's the highway and might is right, and don't you know, all that stuff, you know. If I get any of that, I'm just like, oh, dip into your soft side, Marge. Better find that soft side. So it's like, you know, and also women don't want, you know. I remember the last woman I liked. I remember a conversation that we had because she'd always dated men, and people have always been curious about certain vibrational types. So I'm kind of a experiment to them. So maybe, I don't know. So she was like, well, it hadn't worked out that way for a long time, so let's try this. So I was that transition, you know. And then I remember having a conversation. It's like, you know, women usually you gotta be willing to freaking risk yourself to, you know, be with someone that's never been with that persuasion before, because that more often than not they go back, you know. And I find that the number one reason they go back is because I'm a woman and I know you're bullshit. So I call you on it. So you can't freaking manipulate me the same way that you manipulate men if you're a manipulator. And then what I started looking at is more significance. You know, if that's the need, you know, then I need to be more worried about the fact that the manipulation factor is more prominent there, you know. And these are the things that I used to navigate to give me tells, and I didn't ignore that. I mean, I remember that conversation. So when it, you know, reached its end, and I didn't let it go gracefully, I assure you that. And I talk about it in other videos too. I know my wrongs, you know, and I don't need people to tell me, because it doesn't take me too long to figure them out. And this wrong was big enough that it was pretty obvious. So, you know, and my living amends is to go on and, you know, to anyone I've ever been in a relationship with before, you know, we learned our lessons, we gathered our data, you know, and we just aren't supposed to go off into the future together. So I'll leave them in peace and wish them well, and thank them for the valuable lessons which they taught me, and you know, and the thing of it is people are coming into new partnerships and things like that, and see, I'm ready for it, you know. I've kind of finally come into a place in my life that I would be open to it, you know. to meeting somebody else, and that I could bring into the dynamic. You know, I wasn't ready for a long time because I wasn't balanced, you know, and I remember getting a talk from my brother, you know, older. He's, you know, he's like, you gotta love yourself first, and you don't love yourself. And then he never understood all the reasons why, you know, because he's one of those, and there's no fault to it. There's people like me, there's empaths that feel other people's emotions and want to help people with those, and then there's other people that are like, oh no, it's so too much. I can't feel these emotions because these emotions remind me of other emotions of things I encountered that I do not want to deal with. So in remembrance, and so to avoid that, I'm gonna avoid you. And that's happened a lot to me, you know, but I'm always there with people, or I'd like try to be there people when things are tough, you know, because a lot of times people don't know the right thing. I don't know what, you know, they don't know what to say. I'll say whatever. They know I'll make everything awkward and weird, you know. At least they're not thinking about their situation if they're like, geez, Marge, you know. But whatever. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for now. Kitty even came in. He's over here. But it's not freezing cold this morning. The chill is broke as soon as free. Isn't that interesting? The energy is freaking released as soon as Halloween's over. I freaking love this stuff. So, anyway, that's all I got for now. Hope you have a rad morning. Peace.